Hi everyone, Sarah Pacaro, Rapid Transformational Therapist, here to talk to you about the question today, are you drawn to narcissists? Are you a narcissist magnet the way that I was? And trying to figure out why. Not discover out, trying to figure out why. We're going to talk about that today. If you have found yourself drawn to or in a relationship with a narcissist, or particularly more than one. I noticed my first experience in relationship with the narcissist, I didn't see it. I actually had no idea what that word was, what that term was, and what that meant. It wasn't until the second one, which was way worse than the first one, till I realized that that's what was going on. Those were the types of relationships I was engaging in, and led me to feeling like I didn't want to live anymore, simply to make the pain I was feeling go away. And if you have a number of narcissistic people in your life, you'll notice the impact that it has on you emotionally, spiritually, financially, and physically, oftentimes, because what we don't heal emotionally will present itself physically to get our attention, to say, hey, something's going on here, you need to take a look at this. So if you're drawn to narcissists, pulled to them, it is important to figure out the answer to the question, why? And I'm going to share, I've been a client that I'm working with, and on our last coaching call, we talked about this. This journey to going within, working together, is to answer that question, figure it out, and then heal from that. How do you let go? How do you release? Well, only your inner mind knows the answer. So some narcissists can seem very charming, very entertaining. That love bomb phase is exciting. It's a whirlwind. It's like you're on vacation all the time. It's very seductive, and you feel, wow, this person loves me. You feel like you're good enough. You feel like you're put up on a pedestal, like you're on top of the world. And that feels really good because all those unmet needs that you are living with seem to be met in that love bombing phase, when that narcissist is being entertaining, funny, charming, and they're bringing you into that world. And in that space, in the love bombing phase, it seems like all their attention, their focus, their energy is on you. And all those places within you that feel like you're not good enough seem to suddenly be good enough. And it feels amazing. And you momentarily, and for a short while, however the love bombing phase lasts, you feel like, oh my God, finally, everything that I've been wanting, looking for in a person, this person is it. This person's my soulmate. You are the most important person in the room to that narcissist. And these experiences in the love bombing phase can feel compelling. I felt like I had found the love of my life with the last one. I mean, he took me on trips and vacations, he bought me gifts, he took me out to lavish, nice dinners, even brought in my family and hooked them in. He took my entire family on vacations, and they had told me, wow, Sarah, you hit the jackpot with this one. Way to go. And there was that inner part of me that was like, I know, right? I can't believe it. This is so amazing. Finally, after everything I've been through, particularly with the narcissist before that. Yes. But that was the trap. That was the phase. And it's until then that this darker side of the narcissist emerges, that many of us reevaluate this connection and we think, wait a minute, what's going on? I felt so incredible, so wonderful. I felt like I was on top of the world. We had such an amazing, I loved you so much. We had such an amazing connection. What happened? And they're gaslighting you, thinking, okay, it's me. There's something wrong with me. I've done something. I need to change to get that back. You want to get that back, but in fact it was never there, because a narcissist's charm in the love bombing space, particularly in the beginning, turns to control. That entertainment that you had in the love bombing phase turns to damaging self-centeredness, and their seductiveness in the beginning reveals this shallow inability for real intimacy, because real intimacy is vulnerability. If you break down the word intimacy into me, see, you've got to take a look within yourself. Narcissists don't do that because of their severe damaged ego, and because their inability to feel within that they are good enough. And that is what that love bombing phase is. It's a hook, and it's baiting, and it's the mask that they wear to hide who they really are and how broken they really are underneath. And if you have those damaged, wounded, unhealed places inside of you, that's where that connection, that bond is. That's where that trauma bond starts. So you'll notice this feeling of being the only other person in the room becomes this fleeting, a narcissist attentiveness, that they gave you so much love, appreciation, admiration, and attention in the beginning. It washes away. It's like a tide coming in, and then it washes you away, and you feel pulled out, you feel drifted away, you feel disconnected. And for many of us, this draw, that bond, that connection with the narcissist goes deeper. It goes much, much deeper, because it connects those unhealed places within you from your past. And when you knowingly or unconsciously allow a narcissistic person to get close to you, to come into your world, doing so reflects this hope within you, that if you can find someone to love you, that you will get to make up for all the ways that you felt unloved in the past. When you were a child, when you were growing up, that your parents didn't love you. I finally get another chance to make this up, make this better, improve this. So there's this longing, this connection, and that's part of the trauma bond. And a longing to the wrong kind of people, the wrong kind of past, is understandable. And that's just part of this healing journey, is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you think you may have made in past relationships. And relationships with narcissists are frequently very disappointing because of this. Because of this inner self-talk, this dialogue that your own mind has, where you spiral down and feels disappointing. It feels like you wasted time. I can't tell you how many times I hear clients that I work with say, I'm so angry. I'm so angry because I was with this person for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and I never will get that time back. I feel like I could have spent that time with someone who actually loved me. I could have had kids with someone who wanted to be a husband, who wanted to be a father, a parent, and instead I wasted my life on them, and then they're angry. But narcissists don't care about treating others well. They don't treat themselves well, and so because they don't treat themselves well, they can't treat other people well. And if you were the other person in the relationship with them, you'll notice all the ways that you don't treat yourself well because of the relationship with narcissists, and because of this harboring anger, frustration, resentment that you feel. And so, of course, I'm not suggesting, like, if you know one narcissist, you're necessarily, like, an evil, bad person. You sought them out, they're attracted to you. There are so many people in this world, and in that love bombing phase, you feel so amazing. It feels like this high, this drug that you're on, all those endorphins and those hormones, those feel-good hormones. Who wants to let those go? And who wants to not have those? Every relationship should have those. But odds are, regardless of whether it's a personal relationship, a parent, a coworker, a friend, you're going to come across a narcissist in your life. It's just the process of living. Come across a toxic, unhealthy person. And if you feel unfulfilled in any relationship, or if you wonder if a friend or a partner is a narcissist, there are important questions to ask yourself. Ask yourself, why am I with them? What is it within me that keeps me with them? Because it doesn't feel good. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I feel like I can't do anything right. I never feel like I'm good enough. What does this relationship remind me of? Second question to ask yourself, after asking yourself, why am I with this person? Why do I allow them? Why can't I just go no contact, block them, cut them off? Second question is to ask yourself, does this relationship remind me of any earlier relationship with a narcissistic person or with a toxic person? And remember, when you ask yourself that question, there's a range, there's a spectrum. So one person's going to be like severely narcissistic, some are going to be mildly, some are going to be covertly. It's harder to kind of pick those up. But if they make you feel like you're constantly questioning yourself, ask yourself, does this relationship remind me of an earlier relationship with anyone in my life? Ask yourself this question, do I hope to change them? Do I think that I can love them enough or do enough for them that they will change, that they will see that and this will be reciprocated? Do I hope I can change them or reform them? Big, astounding yes for me in the last relationship. I thought I could change that person. If I was just this or this or this, because that person was telling me if I were all those things, if I were only a little bit more of this and a little bit less of that, then they wouldn't treat me the way that they did. And I hoped for that. I hoped that I could change that person. That is a powerful question to ask yourself. Another question to ask yourself is, do I keep hoping that someday they will see how good I am? And that they will appreciate me, love me, accept me for who I am? That's another really powerful question to ask yourself. So ask yourself those 4 questions if you find yourselves in a relationship with a narcissist. If you're interested in working together, we go into that deep dive into answering that question of why, and then healing, breaking the trauma bond, breaking those past patterns and connections. And if you notice this pattern continuously or unconsciously allowing narcissists or toxic people into your life who treat you poorly, who treat you in unhealthy ways, this is an important wake-up call. This is when I realized I needed help. Was not the first narcissist, but the second and worst one. I realized, wow, Sarah, you're the common denominator. I cannot tell you how many tears were shed over that. When I looked in the mirror, crying, eyes puffy, swollen shut because of what I experienced and how bad it hurt, that I realized it's me. I'm the common denominator. What is wrong with me? That was what I was asking myself. And then realized all of these places inside of me that allowed this treatment, allowed this toxic and unhealthy person into my life, had everything to do with me. Recognizing this pattern is nothing at all to feel ashamed about. All it does, which is a beautiful thing, is reveal unmet needs from your past. That's exactly what it does. Human beings are inherently self-healing. That is the beautiful power. You have the power to rewrite your life. And that's why I named my company what I do, Rewrite Your Life. Whether it's physical injuries, such as a cut in your finger, you can heal that. Or whether it's an emotional injury, you can heal that too. In the same way that our heart aches and hurts, our bodies are not physical bodies. We're spiritual beings in a physical body, and you can self-heal. And the more that you protect yourself from further assault and pain and toxic people because of your ability to heal those unmet places within you, and from your ability to establish healthy boundaries, say no, cut out toxic thoughts, toxic people, toxic actions, behaviors, and invite in new healthy experiences, then you can more readily recover from emotional and psychological wounds. And here's the thing, if you had multiple wounds open, you go to a hospital. Like if you broke your arm, you broke your leg, you go to the hospital and you get fixed. So when it comes to healing wounds of past relationships with narcissistic people, you sometimes go to other narcissistic people. You seek these relationships that are more like landfills than a hospital, full of risk, full of further injury, full of infection. If you needed to heal, you'd go to a hospital where it's clean and sterile and people take care of you, help you heal. You wouldn't go to a landfill where things are nasty and muggy, but you do this sometimes when you're trying to heal the wounds of past relationships. You go to another relationships that's just like it. Why? Why would you do that? And so you're seeking these relationships that are more like landfills. When you go there, you're going to risk further infection, risk further injury. And rather than seeking healthy relationships like going to a hospital for safety, love, treatment, and care, you go to another toxic and unhealthy relationship. You get out of one and you go to another. That's what I realized that I was doing. That's like going through a landfill and asking for more injury and infection. One reason that pursuing relationships with narcissists will postpone this healing is because you're facing this heartbreaking recognition. You had someone in your past, a narcissistic parent or a narcissistic person in your past, a caregiver, a teacher, a friend, whoever it was that wasn't there for you the way that you wanted and needed them to be there for you. Because as a child, you're a dependent child. You're dependent on the adults. You learn from them. What they model, you end up exuding in your life too. They weren't there for you. Maybe they couldn't be there for you for a number of reasons. They had their own emotional pain, wounds, and triggers that they were projecting out onto you, and they will never ever be there for you. You'll notice this. Maybe your narcissistic parent is an adult now and they're still in your life or they're still around, and you think, I'm not a kid anymore. They should not treat me like a kid. They should not belittle me, try to control me, try to manipulate me, but they still do. They will never be there for you the way that you want or need them to be, but it doesn't mean that you can't heal from that. Accepting this painful truth, mourning it, feeling the feeling until it no longer needs to be helped is a reality check, and it allows you to focus on what's important. Pick healthier people around you, establish healthier boundaries, be a better parent, rather than trying to fight that fight and win the last war. Because with a narcissist or a toxic and unhealthy person, they will never let you win. They will never wave that white flag and give up. Ever, ever. It's just not in their nature. But the important question to ask yourself, if you find you are in this cycle like I was, why? What is it within you? You have an unmet need or an unhealed wound. And that's what, if you're interested or wondering about what working together looks like, feels like, that's exactly what it is. It's a journey into answering that question, why? And it's a powerful one, a very, very emotional one, because it's connected to a lot of places within you that are full of hurt and pain and anger. But the ability to do that is the ability to release them, let them go, and then cut out those toxic thoughts in people. So go back. Ask yourself those 4 questions, and I'll repeat them again. If you feel unfulfilled in relationships, or you wonder if a person in your life is a narcissist, ask yourself, why am I with them? Ask yourself, does this relationship remind me of any earlier relationship with a narcissistic person, caregiver? Do I hope to change or reform them in any way? Or do I keep hoping that someday they will see how good I am and appreciate me, love me, and accept me? And then if you're ready to explore even further, even deeper, I'd love to connect with you. So please reach out, send me email, send me a message, or click on the link on the banner to schedule a call. Thank you guys. Spend some time with these questions today or this week and let me know how they land for you.